There has always been a need for speed in the NFL. Finding fast players to put on the field is, in some ways, as crucial as selecting players of size and strength. This is true particularly at the skills positions. If you don't have guys who have the ability to pull away from defenders, you may have trouble putting points on the board. In this video, we pay homage to the top 10 fastest players in the NFL history. They might not all end up in the Hall of Fame, but they're sure able to fly. Before we begin, kindly subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing and sporty content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. Let's get it on. Number 1, Bob Hayes, wide receiver. There's a strong case for Bob Hayes as the fastest NFL player ever. Just before his NFL career began in 1965, Hayes entered the 1964 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. He not only won the men's 100 meters, but he also did so with a world record time of just over 10 seconds. A second gold followed in the relay. Hayes was part of a quartet that, once again, set a world record. The following year, he was on the Dallas Cowboys roster, who he remained with through to 1974 before spending time with the San Francisco 49ers in 1975. Hayes' career on the gridiron was every bit as impressive as his Olympic glory. A three-time Pro Bowler, the Cowboys star was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2009. Bob Hayes is the only athlete in history to win the Olympic gold and a Super Bowl title. He is the second Olympic gold medalist to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, after Jim Thorpe. He once held the world record for the 70-yard dash with a time of 6.9 seconds. He also is tied for the world's second fastest time in the 60-yard dash. He was once considered the world's fastest human by virtue of his multiple world records in the 60-yard, 100-yard, 220-yard, and Olympic 100-meter dashes. Number 2, Bo Jackson, running back. How many sports people can come close to Bo Jackson in sheer athleticism? He was an impressive NFL player and made it to Major League Baseball. For good measure, Jackson posted a record 40-yard dash time at the NFL Combine. Standing at 6'1" and 227 pounds, Jackson was an unstoppable force on the football field. He played just 4 NFL seasons, however, scoring 16 touchdowns and averaging 5.4 yards per carry. Jackson's physical attributes went far beyond his electric speed, but his acceleration, paired with that size and strength, is what made him such a difficult player to tackle. But what about the most amazing one of all? Did Bo really run a 4.12-second 40-yard dash at the 1986 Combine? No one doubts that Jackson was one of the greatest all-around athletes of American history, but was he really faster than the world's fastest Olympians? 4.12 seconds for 40-yard dash would not only represent an all-time NFL record, but might very well make Jackson the fastest person in human history. Number 3, Tyreek Hill, wide receiver. One of the stars of Patrick Mahomes' chief offense, Tyreek Hill, is well deserving of his Cheetah nickname. The 5-time Pro Bowler is the fastest active NFL player. The Chiefs use Hill in a variety of ways, but some of his greatest highlights are the simplest play in the game, the punt return. Hill's combination of acceleration and nimble footwork makes him a nightmare for even the defensive backs. Much like a cheetah can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds, holding the title as the fastest cat in the animal kingdom, Hill, who unsurprisingly has embraced the nickname Cheetah, is the only receiver in the NFL who can consistently go from 0 to 10 miles an hour in less than 1 second. Hill's average top speed within the first second of a route is faster than any route runner with at least 200 routes in the past season. The average wideout reaches an average top speed of 8.76 miles per hour within 1 second of a route. When the objective is to stretch the field, no one gets off the line of scrimmage like Hill. Number 4, Michael Vick, quarterback. 7th all-time for rushing touchdowns as a quarterback, Michael Vick was the poster boy for dual-threat quarterbacks. He was every bit as dangerous running the ball as he was passing it. Until Lamar Jackson, Vick was the only quarterback in history to rush for more than 1,000 yards in a season. He's the all-time leader in QB rushing yards with over 6,000. While he became a more accomplished pocket passer later in his career, Vick's trademark was always his powerful running game. Back in 2001, and before he became the number 1 overall pick, Vick blazed through the 40-yard dash in 4.33 seconds. The time is not considered official according to NFL Combine results, but it would rank faster than any other quarterback time since 2006, the first year the NFL made 40-yard time official. Number 5, Lamar Jackson, quarterback. Lamar Jackson owns the 3 top seasons for quarterback rushing attempts and 2 of the top 3 for rushing yards in a season. The Baltimore Ravens QB earned MVP honors a couple of years ago, and his exhilarating burst of speed was a key factor. There are questions about Jackson's all-around performance as a quarterback, but his athleticism is without question. Jackson didn't run the 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, but at a speed day put on by Louisville in 2017, he reportedly ran a 4.34-second 40-yard dash. The fastest run of Jackson's NFL career so far came in Week 6 of the 2020 season, when he reached 21.01 miles per hour on a 37-yard touchdown run. Number 6, Randy Moss, wide receiver. Randy Moss is the gold standard for NFL wide receivers, one of the best offensive players ever. Moss's performances are what so many British NFL players aspire to. Moss owns an impressive catalog of NFL records. His blistering speed made him an impossible player to defend at his peak. His 23 receiving touchdowns in a season is the most all-time. Randy Moss's athleticism is legendary, with reports claiming he clocked a 4.25-second 40-yard dash as a freshman at Florida State. What made Moss unique, however, was his ability to turn the phrase, "take the top off the defense," into a two-dimensional statement. Moss could get in behind the secondary, or at an impossibly graceful 6'4", he could simply go over them to make a catch. Number 7, Deion Sanders, defensive back. It's one of the great and unanswerable sports debates. Who is the better athlete, Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson? The two sports stars will forever be linked, driven in part by the mythology behind their athletic accomplishments. A quick Google search puts his time in the 40-yard dash at the 1989 NFL Combine anywhere between 4.19 and 4.27 seconds. While there is no reliable data, we know this: it was ridiculously fast. Whether in the return game or from an interception, anytime Sanders got his hands on the ball spelled trouble for the opposition. The prevailing image of Sanders in the NFL is of him high-stepping into the end zone is a testament to his explosiveness. Sanders wrapped up in his Hall of Fame career with 8 All-Pro nominations, 1 Defensive Player of the Year award, and 2 Super Bowl rings. Number 8, Darrell Green, defensive back. Raw speed tends to result in a position on offense. Darrell Green is probably the fastest defensive player in NFL history. Green played for the Washington Redskins from 1983 until 2002, remaining an effective cornerback into his 40s. He aged like a fine wine, with many of his peers recognizing his longevity. He's considered one of the greatest defensive backs of all time. Even some of the fastest receivers ever could get away from Green. He reportedly recorded a 4.9-second 40-yard dash time at Washington training camp in 1986. There may be a handful of players in NFL history faster than Green, but it seems unlikely any of them were more committed to the business of being fast than the Hall of Famer. Number 9, Willie Gault, wide receiver. Willie Gault was a Super Bowl champion with the Chicago Bears. He would likely have followed in Bob Hayes' footsteps and picked up an Olympic gold on the relay team too, if the USA team hadn't boycotted the 1980 Olympics. Also a hurdler, Gault played 11 NFL seasons for over 6,600 yards. He scored 45 touchdowns throughout his NFL career, including 1 kickoff return. Gault played his first 5 NFL seasons with the Bears and was the team's deep throat in its passing game. A true speed demon, Gault was part of the 1985 club that won Super Bowl 20. In that championship contest, he had 4 catches for 129 yards. Even at age 50, his speed hadn't worn off. Gault set world records in the 50 to 54 age group in the 100 and 200 meter dash. Number 10, Ron Brown, wide receiver. Yet another sprinter turned receiver, Ron Brown's NFL career was unspectacular. But there's no question he's one of the fastest NFL players in history. Brown won gold in the 1984 Olympics, running the second leg in the relay. He finished 4th in the 100 meters in the same Olympics. He registered just 1,791 yards across his 8-year career with the LA Rams and LA Raiders. In 2 stints with the Los Angeles Rams that totaled 7 seasons, Brown caught 98 passes for 1,791 yards and scored 13 times. Did you enjoy our video? Who among these speed legends is your favorite and why? Well, if you enjoyed our video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments section below.